you. You're tuned in to the Skirts Up Show with Samantha and Melissa.
Join our mission to normalize failure, but still uncover the positives at every twist and turn.
Skirts up, but keep your panties on. Good morning, Skirts Up Squad. It's Samantha.
Good morning, Skirts Up Squad. This is my dad now.
That's right, it's Nora. That was so cute. Yes, so Melissa was not able to record with us this morning, and that is okay because we were supposed to record last night, but in the words of Ross Geller, I fell asleep, so that didn't happen. But that's okay. That's my fail because we're doing it now, and I have a cute little side chick. I said side chick, but that's not a lie. You're a little chickadee. Yeah. Chickadee. You're not a chickadee? Hey, Nora. How old are you?
3.
That's right. You are 3. When's your birthday?
October.
In October.
Mm-hmm.
That is right. And how old are you going to be?
4.
4. Are you excited?
Uh-huh.
You are?
Uh-huh.
You're excited? But I'm going to be...
upside down.
You are upside down. I'm going to be sad.
Why?
Because I want you to be my little baby forever.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a big hug.
That it was a big hug. I love you so much. Nora, let's keep this short today. Do you think we're ready to pass it on to our special guest?
Yes. Goodbye.
Today we have with us our friend Kelly Kingsland. She is an energetic mentor, a Reiki master, a ordained metaphysical minister, and she just recently became certified as a hypnotherapist. Did I say all that right?
Yeah, that's right. You did. Good job.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you so
Thanks
much for
joining
having
us.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Looking forward to it.
Tell us a little bit about yourself
Your
and
history.
your journey.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So it's been a long one. I've been doing Reiki and such since 2011, so 14 years now. And my original introduction to Reiki was kind of a weird story. I had gone to a place in Lilydale that I know there was some interest in, and it's a spiritualist community.
Okay.
So everybody that lives there is a member of the spiritualist church, and they are either healers or mediums. And I had gone for a class, a weekend-long class. It was called Spiritual Intensive. So I was doing the spiritualist form of energy healing on somebody. And gentleman I'd never met before, right? Because these are all strangers. I'm there by myself. I didn't know a soul.
That's bold.
And he asked me if I did Reiki. And I said, no, I have, don't even know what it is. And he said, well, I'm a Reiki master. And if you don't do Reiki, you should. So I said, okay, sounds good. Right? Whatever.
Who is this guy?
Yeah. Went home, didn't think about it again. And then a couple months later, I guess, I was online and I looked on Google because Google knows everything.
We were just talking about that.
I searched Reiki in the city I live in and went down to, I think it was the second. I never go for the first listing because I figure they're always paid.
Right.
So I went down to this. Yeah. So I went down to the next one. And I clicked on it, and this picture came up of a woman, and she looked, very nice and very pleasant. And I thought, oh, okay. So I scrolled down, and okay, Reiki level 1, Reiki level 2, Reiki master, perfect, all the things I want. She also taught meditation, things like that. And I scrolled down further, and I was kind of like, that can't be right. So I phoned her. Because, back in 2011, we didn't really text all that much yet. So I called her and I was like, just out of curiosity, this is going to sound like a really weird question, but is this the right address? She said, yeah. I said, okay. I live across the street from you.
Oh, wow.
And she kind of was like, oh. I said, yeah, like I can see your house from my front door. I had never met her. I'd lived here for like 18 years at the time
Holy cow.
and had never met her. And it was funny because once I started going to her house for my training, even her car had a license plate that said Reiki 1. And I just had never noticed it before. And it's funny because when you do your level 1 training, there is a proverb that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of like, there you go. You know, that's all about intention, synchronicity, you know, like the things
That's
happen for the
amazing.
weirdest reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know if
So
Sam told
anyways,
you that I am a level 2. I'm not anywhere near a master, but I did go and do some courses, and it was kind of similar what happened to me. Like, I used to work with horses, and there's a certain kind of energy work that you can do with them that's so similar to Reiki, and I didn't know anything about Reiki, but I knew about the Masterson method, and I used to work with horses to help them release some like bad emotions or like some pains and some stress and tightness, and it was all just energy from the hands. And so about a couple of years ago, my friend Melissa called me and says, you have to do this course with me. And I was like, what? And she says, it's Reiki. And I was like, I've heard of Reiki, but I don't really know what it is. She's like, it's for you. It's made for you. And I was like, I don't even know. And then I went out there and I did it with her. Loved it. But I felt like it came to me. I didn't seek it out. Like, it was time, I guess.
I actually am super uneducated in Reiki. So
Yeah, let's do it. You're not only you, like there's lots of people.
yeah. So maybe, do you mind kind of explaining to us exactly like what Reiki looks like and what the healing aspects of it? Because I feel like it's a healing aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what, you know, when you see those posts, what could you talk about for an hour? This is it.
Oh,
Love it.
Wonderful. Let's do it.
Is this like your biggest passion out of all of your titles? Are you most
You know what? They're all intertwined.
yeah.
Right? Like everything is energy. So Reiki was my introduction. I actually know someone who made a joke and called it the gateway drug. Because as soon as you learn that, you start learning everything else. And the metaphysical minister, well, metaphysical is all about energy as well. Right?
Yeah.
And then I work with feminine energetics.
Yep.
So it was my start.
I've never
but everything
heard that
has
before. Sorry.
feminine
I know
energetics.
we're going to talk about Reiki, but yes, I have never heard that term, feminine energetics. What is that? Just real quick.
We're learning all the things, guys.
Yeah, no kidding. Feminine energetics is based on the concept/fact that feminine and masculine energies are two very different things.
Okay.
Okay. So feminine energy is very much based on intuition, teamwork, kind of sitting back to allow things to happen. Male energy is more push, hustle, work independently, like the more forceful type of energy. And I work with women, specifically high achieving women who are either like corporate or business owners, and they're stuck in I like to call it the grind and the hustle.
Yeah.
Right? So they're trying to work like their male counterparts, but in doing so, they're starting to burn out. And the burnout rates in women in corporate are 58% versus 47% in men.
Interesting.
Whereas they can still have the same level of success, but by using the energies that come to them naturally.
Huh, I never would have thought of that.
And
We'll have to delve deeper into that for sure. I don't know if you'd be willing to come back, but we can talk. Thank you for explaining that.
That's that actually does put it into perspective, because you're right. Like we always say that most of the industries that we work at really hard in are male dominated industries, and it's really easy, as you said, because we are more emotional and intuitive, to pick up on their energy and their work habits to where we're
Yeah.
trying to morph into their ways as opposed to playing on our own strengths and bring it to the
Exactly.
table. So, yeah, I never would
Exactly.
have thought of
Beautifully
that.
said.
Yeah. And if you're in like a higher level corporate,
Mm-hmm.
chances are you're going to be surrounded by men,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right? So a lot of women don't understand that they don't have to work like them,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't have to do a 60-hour week, and you don't have to be aggressive. You can get
Yeah.
things done by using what you have. And then it's not as exhausting for you because it's something that comes naturally.
That could be a whole episode.
I
I
agree.
love that.
Yeah. To me, it kind of reminds me of the yin and yang energy, maybe.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
exactly that.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's yeah, I would love to discuss more into that.
Yeah,
That's
that would be
amazing.
very valuable to a
How
lot of our
does
listeners.
that, like you said, it's all intertwined. So how does that
Yeah.
kind of wrap into Reiki then?
Because A, the energetic base, and B, when I work with my clients, I actually help them learn the chakras and how to recognize when they become blocked. Because
Okay.
again, energy, right? If your throat chakra is blocked, you're not going to be able to speak up for yourself, right? How
Interesting.
many women sit there and say, well, I'm just not going to say anything. No one wants to hear what I have
Yeah.
to say,
Yeah.
right? When you get past that, then you're contributing more and making your opinion known, which gives you a stronger standing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it all intertwines together.
Yeah.
So just for like those who aren't really sure what Reiki is, I just kind of want to like, and you will correct me, I hope. Please, Kelly. But just kind of a quick overview. Reiki is the idea of like a universal energy, right? And we
Mhm.
can use it, we want it to be able to flow through our bodies freely, if I understand.
Right.
And our chakras
Mhm.
are different points in our bodies that can, like you said, be blocked and stifle the flow of this pure energy, which can be used for like
Exactly.
healing. And okay.
So, what are the chakras?
Yeah.
So first, I'm going to tell you a little analogy that I tend to use with my students. If you're picturing what it would be like to have a blocked chakra, for people that aren't really into the whole energetic thing and need a more tactile idea, picture a sink drain.
Okay.
Okay. And it has a clog. The water can get down this far and then it
Mhm.
stops. Or the water can back up this far and then it stops. So in balancing your chakras, you're getting rid of this clog so that everything is flowing the way that it should.
Okay.
So there's 7 main chakras in the body. Well, there's actually hundreds, but the 7 main ones run from the base of the spine to the top of the head. And that is your main energetic channel. So at the very bottom, at the base of your spine, right at your tailbone, is the root.
Mhm.
Now, every chakra is attached to emotions, events, colors. So the root chakra is very much based in security. It's, like infant development type thing, the need for security, the need for, warmth and family and love and, knowing that you're going to be fed and that you have a roof over your head. Like it's very much the basic necessities that we need. And people that tend to have blocked roots are ones that have, they've moved around a lot. So they've never really had a chance to settle and develop a community. They've been through upheavals in their childhood, which have made them feel unsafe, right? Things like that. The next one, and the color for that is red, by the way. The next one up is just about a couple inches under the belly button, and it's called the sacral. And that's actually all about money, sex, and self-expression. So because it is anchored right around where the female womb is, it's attached, right? The color for that is orange. And people that tend to be blocked there, have been abused as a child, sexually abused, have had, violent relationships, are unsure of themselves, whether it be how they present themselves in a sensual way, or if they're, kind of debating their orientation, if they're unsure,
Yeah.
things like that. Also, if you've had ongoing money issues, that's going to be anchored there as well. So I like to joke that it's all about sex and money.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great
It is.
one.
I'm just kidding.
The next one up is at the stomach area, and it's called the solar plexus. That one's the color yellow. And the solar plexus is all about how you present yourself. It's your self-esteem, it's your belief in yourself, in your abilities, your self-confidence, all of that is in there. And a lot of times you will see blockages there. People who are uncomfortable with who they are and try to present themselves as someone different,
Mm-hmm.
right? I always say, a lot of people, pretty much everybody, will wear a mask when they're out in public to present what they think people want to see, as opposed to who they truly are. And that is anchored in there. The next one up is the heart. The heart is green. And that one is all about love and relationships. So people that have a blocked heart, you'll often find have had, extreme loss. And so the loss of children, spouse, parents, pets, even. They are unsure of their relationships. And if they didn't have proper examples growing up, they might not know how to in a healthy way, love somebody else.
Fair.
The throat, obviously, is the throat. That's color blue. And that one is all about being able to speak your truth, giving your opinions, making your opinion heard. And people that are blocked, if you see children who are always told children should be seen and not heard.
Yeah.
Right? Things like that. Or you'll see a woman or somebody who's new in a setting, a work setting, and they try to say something and people shoot them down. So then it's kind of like, well, what's the point? No one's going to listen to me anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Next one up is the third eye. So it's located right here. And the color for this one is violet. And this is your connection to the spiritual. It's your intuition, your psychic abilities. It's where you receive the unseen. So things that can block that would be if you were raised with certain beliefs that disallow for anything like that. If you were to ever start investigating this, you would be punished, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Religious dogma. It could also be blocked if you are very science-based and not willing to look at things that are not visible to the naked eye. Right?
Yeah.
And then your crown, obviously crowning your head. And this is it's white, and it's your connection to the universe.
Oh.
So it's your trust in the universe. It's your trust that the universe is taking care of you and is looking out for you. And everything will end up the way it's supposed to. I always tell my kids who are in their 20s, you will end up exactly where you're meant to be. So when bad things happen, you lose a job, you break up with your partner or whatever, there's something else that's going to happen. That's why.
Yeah.
Do you
So as
believe
bad
that
as it is now.
Do you believe that just for anybody? Like, what if you're not living the life the way that what if everything is clogged in you, all your chakras? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, do you really believe that no matter what, whether you're a good person or a bad person, you're going to end up where you're supposed to be? Because I feel like there's so many things that can affect our journeys.
There are. And my belief is that my guardian angels are leading me where I need to go.
Okay.
Keeping me from going where I shouldn't. But also that the universe has plans for us. Right? Like my belief is that before we're born, we sign a contract metaphorically, as to what we need to learn in this lifetime and what things we're going to experience in order to learn that. And sometimes they're bad things, and sometimes they're good things.
Yeah.
And everybody goes through good and bad,
Yeah.
right?
I think
It's
Yeah.
how they use that determines their end game. But do I think that bad people are meant to be bad? I think that that's what they contracted to before they came here.
Interesting.
It was something they
Okay.
had to learn.
Interesting.
So
And anybody who's open to it can have their chakras cleared,
Okay.
you know. And the reason I like to teach Reiki instead of just doing Reiki is because then they know how to do it to themselves.
oh,
So it's not
so it's
external,
something.
right?
Yeah.
You do it to yourself so you can maintain the balance as opposed to having to run to somebody to fix it every time you go out of balance.
Yeah. That makes sense. How do you figure out or learn what chakras are blocked?
Energetically, you can feel them. Like if you do Reiki, you can learn how to feel where the blockages are.
Okay.
And because Reiki, well, you've done level 2, so you know Reiki can travel space and time. You can do
Okay.
distance. So I used to, back pre-COVID, I would just do readings over the internet, over
Oh.
Zoom, and just kind of get into their energy, feel where the blockages were, and then, you know, describe it. Now, we don't diagnose, we're not medical professionals, so I can't say this is what's wrong with you and you need to do this, but I can give you my interpretation of what I feel.
That makes sense.
And I have heard of people going and saying, "Oh, I'm feeling like maybe you need to go get this checked out." Like their Reiki practitioner said that to them, and then they
Yeah.
did. They went to the doctor, and oh yeah, you got something going on here. So like that's to me is very interesting. But
Yeah, it's
so
pretty cool.
okay, so I know there's so many questions. I feel like
You're looking at me for answers.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about how you can kind of feel that where your blockage is. And then I guess there is another aspect that I want to move into, but once you do find that blockage, like what does the process look like in healing that?
So when you do Reiki, you are using the energy that is around you in your environment, channeling it through your body and sending it out your hands into the client, into the person receiving. The basis of Reiki is that the body mind knows what it needs and where it needs it.
Okay.
So with Reiki, you aren't specifically treating something. You are treating the whole body, and the body's going to use it where it needs it. Now, if you have blockages somewhere and you emotionally are not ready to release them, they're not going to release. So that's when, you know, you would go for more than one session and work through the emotional issues that are causing it to stay.
Is that verbal or just energetically multiple sessions?
Energetically.
Okay. So it's just another, not just, but it's like another form of therapy. It's another way to kind of work through trauma is kind of what I'm picking up on. If it's blocked, then it's some sort of trauma that you're trying to release.
I think more maybe you're trying to clear, tell me if I'm wrong, Kelly, the energy that's residual from that trauma. Is that?
Exactly. Yeah. Because our bodies hold memories. And it can be ancestral, it can be in the uterus, and it can be, you know, since you've been born. But we hold trauma in different parts of our bodies, right? So your body has to be ready to release that trauma. And sometimes it needs more than Reiki. Sometimes you do need to go for therapy and counseling, right? Like if you were sexually abused as a child, no matter how much I work on you, your sacral is not going to open up.
Yeah.
That's something you need to work through. so that your body feels safe releasing it,
Oh, interesting. I like the
right?
way you just explained that.
Yeah. It's so interesting that it does all
Mhm.
tie in. What you just mentioned about ancestral blockages and energy. We just learned about reincarnation and how what that looks like,
Mhm.
how
You can retain
traumas.
past life trauma.
Yeah, I can't
Yep.
find the word that I'm looking for, but it was really interesting. So it's fun to hear how that ties into Reiki as well.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
curious
Yeah.
too,
Well,
because
everything's energetic.
everything's energy. Yeah.
And what we did, I guess, just briefly, so we can touch up on this too. When we were talking about the reincarnation, that tied into the hypnosis. So your hypnosis certification, what aspect is that tying into in your credentials?
So it's amazing because I also teach meditation,
Okay.
and it's amazing how much hypnosis and meditation are connected.
Mm.
It's very much the same, but in a different format.
Okay.
So there's different parts to a hypnosis session, a hypnotherapy session,
Mhm.
and there's the initial part which relaxes you, and then there's a second part which is called a deepener, and those are things you do when you're meditating,
Okay.
right? Because the whole
Yeah.
idea behind both meditation and hypnosis is to bring your brain waves down from beta into alpha. And in doing that, your subconscious becomes more receptive. They kind of work the same. It's just
Mhm.
how they're structured that are different.
Okay.
So, and speaking of past lives, I'm actually looking at doing a past life regression hypnosis program. So
Yes.
that would be
That's,
super cool.
Yes, that is what our guest that we had on a couple of weeks ago. She's a past life regression hypnosis, and she was
Mhm.
just explaining how the hypnosis works, and then just the past lives that you experience, and then how you can pinpoint the generational traumas that come through.
I
Yeah.
actually had a session with her, and so that was kind of neat.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
yeah, so it did remind me a lot of meditation, because she's basically just
Mhm.
guiding me to like a place where I can feel safe and kind
Mhm.
of let go of some of my fears and thoughts. And then she took me deeper, and then it was like, now just feel your way through. It was really
Mhm.
interesting.
A way to let go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really cool. I had a
Yeah.
question about, you were talking about people holding tension and trauma in different places of the body. I
Mhm.
want to say, I remember, and maybe I'm wrong, but I remember my Reiki teacher telling us, like, oh yeah, there's certain parts of the body that corresponded to, and is it because of the chakras? Like, maybe if somebody has knee pain, it might be usually because of not always,
Oh, I see what you're
certain
saying.
kinds of trauma. Does
Mhm.
that sound true?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get into the medical aspect of it.
Mhm.
Okay.
There are people called medical intuitives who can go in and read your body and tell you where things are happening and why they're happening.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, again, it kind of sometimes will be a bit of a gray line because they'll
Yeah.
say, oh, well, you have this wrong here, but it's a medical diagnosis because they're medical intuitives,
Mhm.
Just
right?
remember to.
But as a Reiki master, I can't do that.
Right.
But the body, the way it works, where you experience issues isn't necessarily where the issue is, right?
Mhm.
Which is
Yeah.
why
Right.
in Reiki, you treat the whole body. So,
Okay.
you both might have knee pain, but one of you, it might be because, you hurt your ankle and your knee's overcompensating. And one of you, it might be because your hip is out. So your knee's
Mhm.
overcompensating. So by treating the knee,
Right.
you're really not helping the issue, right?
Right.
So that's why it focuses on full body healing as opposed to spots. And like
Okay. Yeah.
myself, when I'm stressed, I anchor it in one specific section of my body. And I know that about myself, so I can recognize it when it happens.
Mm.
But like sometimes it's my hip, sometimes it's my lower back. Last time it was my neck, right? Like, and I'll know because all of a sudden it's just like, wow, okay, that's
A lot of
really sore
tension.
and
Yeah.
really tight. What's going on? And then I know that, okay, it's stress. So I need to do something to address the stress.
Yeah.
It's not a physical thing, right? So as you become more in tune with your body and your energy, you can recognize those things.
It's funny that you say that because I'm definitely guilty of like when I was going through a very stressful time in my life, I would notice that different parts of my body were the parts that were tensed up. And so I'd go to Google and be like, okay, what does it mean if your hips are feeling the tension? And then I would like be able to kind of like read through what it would suggest. And a lot of times it was actually pretty spot on. Like I remember when I was feeling all the tension in my hips, I believe it said something like that typically means you're holding on to like resentment. So it doesn't, I mean, that doesn't sound like it's exactly talking about chakras, but it was true. I was holding on to
Yeah, that's kind of what
hard
I
feelings.
was wondering. Yeah.
Mhm.
I also was wondering too, you were talking about how all the chakras have color associated with them. I was
Mhm.
in a metaphysical store, and you know how they have those little sound bowls that you can
Yes.
ring, and I guess certain tones are also associated with different chakras. Like
Oh.
Yeah,
how
frequencies.
Okay, yeah. Tell
Mhm.
me why is the sacral chakra
Senses, I bet.
is it, you said orange maybe? But yeah, can you kind of shed some light on that?
Why is it orange?
Yeah, like why are there certain colors associated? Like where did that come from? It can't be willy-nilly.
Hundreds of years ago. I honestly don't know where it originated.
Okay.
Like if you go into a metaphysical store, you'll see like wall hangings and stuff, and it'll be a body and it'll have,
Yep.
like white, purple. Like
Yeah.
that's the chakras.
I've
Okay.
seen that.
I honestly don't know why they were given those colors.
Okay. Okay.
It's
I
something
was
That's
I've
fair.
never
curious.
learned. And actually, to be honest, never thought of.
Oh. Well, then I was even wondering, like, are certain colors nice and good to have around you? Do they
If you know
enhance?
you
Yes.
have your chakra blocked, do you need to surround yourself with
That's-
white? Like, is that kind of what you
Yep.
were
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. If
It
your
is a
root is
thing.
blocked, eat red foods,
Oh.
surround
Oh.
yourself with the color red. Yeah.
Okay, so the red
Yeah.
means
Red
something.
crystals.
Okay.
It does
Okay.
mean something. And
Okay.
all of my sessions vary depending on the individual.
Yeah.
And in some cases, I'll use crystals to kind of amplify the energy that I'm sending. And there are specific crystals associated to specific chakras because they have the color to match.
Oh, I'm so
Right?
glad you said that because that's one
So,
of the things that I didn't understand going into those stores is you see all the crystals and all the rocks and stones and I had no idea like what the point of them was. So
every crystal has a different property, and they have
love
different
that.
representations. So amethyst, for example, I always put on here because it's the color purple. But also, it's known to cleanse the blood. It's positive energy, that sort of thing. Rose quartz is the love stone. It's pink, so it actually doesn't match up with. That's one of the ones that doesn't match with the chakra. But when you are feeling that you need love around you, you're supposed to surround yourself with rose quartz. But I will use like a bloodstone for the root because it's dark, and I will use I can't remember the name of it, but it's orange, so I'll use that on the sacral. I'll use a citrine on the solar plexus because it's yellow, right? An adventurine on the heart. So there's a lapis on the throat because it's blue.
Does that mean you're
And then
physically holding it?
I place it on the individual during a session. Yeah. I'll do a
So when you're
grid on their
cleansing
body.
yourself, do you do that too? Like if you are trying to cleanse, like you have something here, like you just hold the stone there, then like do your meditational.
Yeah, when I'm giving myself a Reiki treatment,
Yeah.
I'll have the stones that I need. Oh, and it's funny because you can't see, but at my desk, I have celestite, I have floral agate, I have obsidian, I have goldstone, I have rose quartz, I have the one that looks like gold. I can't remember what it's called. So I'm surrounded by crystals all the time.
You gave me something to really dig into. I was always curious on why there's crystals everywhere and people are talking about using them. And now I know they actually have like some properties and energies that you can use to, I love it. And that gives me something else to dig into. So I'll be doing that next. But
if you go into a store like that, make sure whoever's working there is well versed on what the crystals are and what they do.
How do you vet them? How do you know if they're...
So honestly, when there's
You'll
a store
know.
here.
If they sound like they're
I
making
should
it up.
take you. Okay. Yeah, there's a store that I like to go to here in Atlanta. It's called the Phoenix and the Dragon.
Okay.
And I've straight up had a girl behind the counter say, this isn't really my specialty. Let me go get.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's totally fair. I love when people are like, yeah, that's a great question, but let me give you someone who knows what they're talking about.
Super helpful there.
Now, I was explaining to Melissa, because one of the things that really got us started in this podcast was a curiosity in myself of not knowing what I believe in general. And that kind of spiraled into the spirituality and the really spiritualist point of view, and I just kind of took it and ran with it, and I've been asking a bunch of different questions with a bunch of different types of people. And so I was explaining to her how you kind of taught me that there's a spiritualist church, and I was trying to describe to her what I was envisioning as you were describing it. And so basically it's like a community, and you are an ordained minister, which is the ordained metaphysical, and that you were explaining how, like, when you go to church at this church, I believe I remember you saying it's not like you just go to this one building and that's your worshiping time, or I don't really know what word you would use, but you kind of go to the different buildings of all the different specialties, and they give you and teach you something different in each sermon. I don't know what terms you use.
Yeah. So when we were talking about Lilydale, I was describing how the community works. So, I mean, the spiritual church
really
is
quick,
everywhere.
Is Lilydale a
Pardon
community?
me?
Is Lilydale
is a gated
or
community.
a church?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's owned by the spiritualist church.
Okay.
Okay. Like the land itself is owned by the spiritualist church. And the people that live there are either healers or mediums. Now, in the spiritualist church, the medium is almost like the minister. Okay. So in a spiritualist church session, for example, at Lilydale, like you can go, there are spiritualist church that are in churches. But I haven't gone to those because there isn't any near me. I do know some, actually my Reiki master used to preach at one of them. Well, not preach, I shouldn't say that. She used to do the service at one of them.
There we go, the terms.
When you're at Lilydale, there are different ways that they say they serve spirit. So it's not necessarily like a church service, although they do that as well. So their church service is done in an auditorium, and it is a gallery reading. So their idea of serving spirit is demonstrating the connection between spirit and the living, and the fact that your loved ones are still all around you.
What's a gallery reading? I'm so sorry.
So that's when they're on stage and they just pick people out of the audience.
Oh, okay.
And say, okay, there's someone here for you. I'm drawn to you. This is what they are, who they are.
Like a mediumship.
Does that
reading.
make sense to you?
Yeah.
Got
She was
you.
saying like the mediums are the
sermon
ministers of the...
Right. Exactly. So they do that once a day. But they also have gallery readings on the grounds in different areas, which are the same idea. It's them serving spirit by proving the connection of spirit to the living. But they do it at, for example, one place is called the Inspiration Stump. And it's supposed to be almost like an energy vortex there, kind of like you guys have in Arizona and stuff.
Mhm.
And it's in the middle of an old growth forest. So you actually have to walk down a stone path to get to it. And it's really cute because there's like a little pet cemetery on the way and, you know, all that stuff. And then they have another area that's called the Forest Temple, which is just like an outdoor stage. And they do the same thing there. And then they have a healing temple, which is a building, and it looks more like a church. But what they'll do is they have healers set up at the front. There's usually like 8 of them, between 6 and 8 of them. And people will come in and just sit down in the chairs, like the pews, but they're chairs. And then go up one at a time and receive a healing, an energy healing. And then they get up and leave and the next person goes up, right? That sort of
What
thing.
other kind of healers
So
are there besides?
they do it in all different ways.
Okay. What other kinds of healers are there? I'm imagining that you're one of the Reiki healers, maybe?
So I'm not. I've offered to teach, but they have so many people that live there that can do stuff like that. But the Spiritualist Church actually has their own version of energy work.
Okay.
So kind of like you had the different energy work you did on the horse, they have their version. But all of them are pretty much identical, right? Like it's the same energy. It's just how it's being transferred. But they do the same thing. It's through their hands, right? They channel it through their hands just like you do with Reiki, just like you would have done when you were treating the horses. And you can do Reiki on animals too, by the way. You should have learned that in your first session, in level 1.
I have done
it. So, so you basically, when I go, I tend to go by myself. It's on a lake. So I love sitting like by the lake and meditating and stuff. And I'll get up in the morning, I'll go to the healing temple, then I'll grab breakfast. They also do yoga and stuff. And then I'll go to Inspiration Stump. And then I'll go to the service in the auditorium. And then I'll go to the Forest Temple. And then I'll go have dinner. And then they'll have different classes and stuff in the evening. So you can take there's different astrology classes, mediumship classes, guest speakers. On the weekends, they have like really famous people in this area, right? And they'll come in and do like weekend workshops and talks and things like that. So it's
is it a religion? Or I guess I just hadn't heard. Yeah.
Yeah, spiritualism is a religion, and they do believe in God, but they don't believe in the dogma associated with the other religions.
Okay. Interesting.
So do you have to, again, I told you when we were doing our pre-interview that this is completely new to me. I did not know that this was a religion. Is there some of the religions in their dogma is that you kind of have to do things their specific way and that you have to be like welcomed into the church community? Is that kind of how this community works as well? Do you have to ask to be entered into the church community and then follow certain guidelines or rules to be a part of it?
That's a good question.
They welcome everybody. So you don't have to be a member of the church to visit. You don't have to ask for permission. Anyone can pull up to the gate, pay a day pass, go park and enjoy the grounds and go to the services. They're very open, very welcoming to everyone. There are specific rules, guidelines that they do encourage people to follow, but it's simple things like, be kind to one another. There's nothing it's not like the 10 Commandments sort of thing. It's just
Yeah.
basically don't be an asshole.
Right.
Oh, well, that should be a rule everywhere.
Right.
It should be, but it's not.
It's true.
I love that.
Okay.
Do you feel like you have a hard time when you meet other types of people and they ask about your life and you're getting to know someone new? Do you find that you have a challenge connecting with people you just meet? Because I know that I have been struggling with how to introduce myself to people now, and it's been offensive apparently. So I'm just kind of curious how that goes for you when you're trying to get to know someone new that is not known into the religion that you are.
So I usually don't have any issues when I meet someone new. The first thing I say isn't, "Hey, I'm a metaphysical minister. How are you?"
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and my intuition is on point, right? Which is part of A, having your energetic body lined up properly, and B, focusing on your feminine energy, because intuition's part of that. So my intuition is fantastic. And I will know probably within about a minute of meeting somebody if this is someone that I'm going to get along with or not.
Oh.
So it really
And
doesn't
what you
become
want to share with them. Because we don't have to share everything with everyone, right?
No,
Yeah,
not at all.
I'm
Not at all.
learning
Like, I
that.
don't know what religion you guys follow, if any, and like it wouldn't
Right.
occur to me to ask,
Yeah.
right? So
I guess like what I run into is, so like I'll meet someone new and they're like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I got a podcast." "Well, what do you talk about?" "All kinds of things. We talk about spiritual things." "Okay, well, what's one of the things you talked about?" "Lucid dreaming." "Oh, well, what brought that on?" And then honestly, like we fell into lucid dreaming because I thought that my mother-in-law had put an evil eye curse on me. And so, I mean, what do you say to that answer? And so then I said that, and then her jaw just drops and I go, "Oh, it's okay. Like I have an evil eye in the house and like we're very protected." And, and she just goes, "Oh, that's what Jesus is for," and walks away. And then my husband's like, "Samantha, you can't tell people this." And I was like, "She asked a question. What was I supposed to say?"
yeah. You know what? My response would probably be when she says, "What do you do? Podcast? What do you talk about? Spiritual stuff?" "Oh, really? Like what, for example?" "Lucid dreaming." "Oh, what brought that on?" "Well, you know what? We really like to investigate all different avenues of it and everybody's different experiences."
Love that.
Right?
It's definitely more.
So there's ways to just kind of code, especially if it's someone who's going to judge you. Right?
Yeah, I'm not good at knowing who's going to judge you, I guess, is part of the problem. Is I feel like I am so open to what anyone might feel or say. And so I just kind of expect
think
it in
everyone
return.
is.
And it's not the case.
It's not the case.
It's not at all.
Yeah. No.
So earlier you mentioned that everyone kind of walks around with a mask and that you present yourself the way that you think that the people around you want you to be presented. So is that are you saying that you should have a mask when you're out and about and then you kind of decide who and how you show that to?
No, it's not a mask. You're not hiding who you are.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to word vomit when you meet someone. Right?
That makes sense.
So just, if it's someone you've just met, why do you do a podcast on spirituality? You know what? I find it really, really interesting. I get to meet new people. I get to learn new things, and I find it fascinating. You're being
It
true to
makes
yourself.
so much sense when you say that. I don't know why. I just word vomit. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to talk to people, I guess. And just whatever comes into my head, it comes out.
But to take it back to what Sam was asking about the mask, because that was a little bit different. I don't think she was saying to like actually wear a mask, but you were just kind of saying I even forgot what chakra you were saying that related to.
Solar plexus.
Solar plexus. Okay. But you're more just kind of saying like all of us have a tendency to kind of want to protect ourselves to a certain extent. And so you're going to try to
Morph into
a little bit, right? You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to take it off and show everything all at once, right? Kind of like you don't just bear it all on the first date. Or maybe you do.
Exactly. But you know what?
Oh.
It's also, it can be more than that. I remember I used to, before I got into doing this, like regularly, full time sort
Okay.
of thing, I was a real estate agent.
Mm.
And I remember my eldest, he wanted to switch high schools. And where we are, it's publicly funded, and you go to the high school that's closest to your house.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to do that. He wanted to go to a different high school. So we had to get permission from the principal for him to attend. He had to have an exception. So we went in, and as we were walking in, he looked at me and he goes, "Mom, do me a favor, put on your real estate face."
Oh, that's so funny.
Right? Because my real estate face was very direct, very professional, very, this is what we're looking for. This is the reason why, very calm. And like, and I was like, wow,
He knew.
I don't know if I should
the
be
different-
offended.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's so funny. I like
so
that.
it is like some people who work in customer service, they'll tell you they have their customer service voice.
Yeah.
The
It's
laugh.
not the voice they talk to their friends with.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
You know?
those days. Waiting tables, and the like running thing is that someone tells a joke and you have your work laugh because it's not really funny. You wouldn't really laugh if you weren't at work, and you have to be like, that's the funniest thing, you're right. But I've heard that joke like 20 times already today, so
Yeah, but I want my tip. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't miss those days.
Yeah.
So
fair.
yeah, it's more than just in your personal life, right? It's and people who aren't really sure of who they are. They haven't figured it out yet. So they just try to reflect back what the other person is showing them, right?
Yeah, I think that is the other, I mean, yeah, not knowing what you believe in, that is not being sure of yourself. I feel like it's the same thing, and that's
Right.
kind of where I was. And so I feel like I'm still trying to learn just how to accept how I feel and who I feel like I am, and then being able to portray that in a normal way.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Melissa, I don't know if Sam told you, but she's decided and agreed with me that you guys need to travel up this way and do like a weekend at Lilydale with me.
Where are you? Like, where is Lilydale?
New York.
It's in New York State, just near the Pennsylvania border.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that's like where I want to live.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
I'd
that.
love to live in like, so I used to live outside of Cleveland near Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And it's beautiful there. And I always thought, and I haven't been to New York, but I always thought upstate New York. And it sounds pretty idyllic, like a little community, just
Oh my
go in,
gosh.
everybody's accepting.
We're going to go visit, and Melissa's not going to come home.
Maybe.
That's what it sounds like. Oh my God, I did
There are
not know
homes for
that.
sale.
Are you still licensed?
What do you mean?
And
Oh,
my
as a
select-
realtor?
Oh, not in New York State. I'm in Ontario. So
Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's so fun. Yeah. So
I think that would be
it would be
really
another travel
fascinating.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have been traveling to experience the things, and when we learned about the past life regression, Melissa was like, "Oh, sign me up! I want to know what that feels like." And I'm about to, we're about to travel to DC,
Yeah.
and I'm about to experience a energy healing, where she is able to kind of pinpoint where in your life and time frame that there was trauma that has affected you throughout your life, so that you can kind of work on that. And so, as someone that's been in therapy for many years, and I'm getting frustrated, like, can you just tell me like where this problem stemmed from? Like, I'm getting tired of all like this talking and trying to figure it out. And she's like, yeah, I can usually pinpoint of, oh, when you were 9 years old and your best friend stop being your friend because she said that you stole her toy. You stopped trusting people. Like, not just a random example. So I'm curious to see what pans out of that.
That'd be
That's
awesome.
fascinating.
Yeah.
So is Lilydale pretty open? Like, are you allowed to take pictures or record it all in
That's a
there?
good question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. You can take pictures, you can record, you can do whatever.
That would be really neat
be
if we
really-
could take our listeners on a journey there.
You
with
did
us.
say though they're only open in the summer
Yeah.
months. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we got
they
time to plan this.
open the end of June and close Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go on some kind of like, I feel like you could kind of curate your own little retreat. I've been wanting to do some kind of retreat where you can go to maybe to the mountains. Maybe you're just doing yoga all day and meditating, and it sounds like you could pretty much do all of
What
that
was the
there.
retreat that we've talked about wanting to do? I wonder how that relates. This all seems to relate. So I just kind of wonder, like, we were talking about wanting to do a
peyote trip?
Yeah, you're not going to get that there.
I'm joking. I know that's not what you were trying to say.
It was the first thing that came to my mind. It was a guided meditated trip. So maybe it was some sort of drug, but but like the point of
But
what we were
officially,
like learning.
no. If anyone's listening,
No drugs.
No.
No drugs are involved.
She's like not associated with Lilydale.
Okay. What I have heard is that there are people who do guided meditations, I think, with shrooms, and that's supposed to give you that grand enlightenment of your spiritual awakening. And so
yes.
I guess I don't. Is that an appropriate way to kind of explore, like we were talking about?
I'm never going to encourage the use of psychedelics.
I was like, you're
I
putting her in
myself
a
have
really
never
tricky
used them.
spot.
So I can't say. I do know somebody who actually facilitates those things
Yeah.
and says they're absolutely fantastic, but I've never tried it. So I honestly couldn't tell you.
So then let me just end
I know
with
I
this.
wouldn't try and travel across the border with them.
Yeah, don't do that. That sounds like a terrible idea. You would say that you have been enlightened, correct? You're spiritually awakened?
Yes.
So what was
I
you
tried.
didn't do the shroom trip to get that awakening. So what was the grand awakening for you?
Ooh.
I think it was
Or was it?
discovering the energy work.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
And
I
that
mean,
was
I was always interested in that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was always interested in connecting to departed people. I was always interested in things like Wicca and hypnosis and UFOs and like all that sort of stuff, right? Like all the out there stuff I always found fascinating.
Okay. Fringe.
And then finding the energy work. See, the thing with Reiki, it's not just a physical thing. It also leads to spiritual development, right? That's one of the bases of the practice.
Can you share,
So,
because the 5 principles of Reiki, like, do you know what I'm talking about?
off the top of my head,
Oh,
Stop
do.
putting her on tough questions.
let me see. Did I start?
I want to hear about her grand enlightening, Melissa.
Oh, sorry, because I thought that was a good way to, because when you're talking about, it's more like,
Than a physical.
yeah, the 5 principles is what came to mind when you said that.
Oh, that
yeah,
would answer
yeah.
my
So
question.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. You know what? I know them, but
Let me
don't
tell. I'll find them because I
actually-
actually was just looking them up because I think they're beautiful.
They
But
are.
is that kind of what you're
And
saying?
you're supposed to study them. Yes, exactly. By studying them, things don't get you upset as they used to, right?
Okay.
It's a good way to kind of like build your You can build your meditations, your daily meditations on it. So like the first one's I will not be angry. But actually, I want to say it was even more than that. It was like just for today, I will not be angry.
Yeah. So
Just for today.
just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will be grateful. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. And just for today, I will be kind to every living thing. So when you take Reiki, you study those. In addition to doing your daily Reiki treatments to yourself, you study the 5 Reiki principles. And I used to have them as the wallpaper on my phone because
I like that.
I would forget, right? You get busy. So I always tell my students, put it on your phone or put it on a Post-it on your bathroom mirror, right? Something like that where you'll just see it throughout the day. And then you stop and you kind of, I don't want to say you meditate on them, but you really stop and think about them and what they mean. And, how can you apply them to your life? And, I find, my husband may say differently because, that's a family thing. But I've actually had people say to me, like, I've never heard you yell. Like, do you just not get angry? And I just really don't think about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm driving, I yell. But
who doesn't?
Gets everyone. I
Yeah.
love that. And
it's all about the connection to the greater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly like what you're supposed to do when you set goals that you want to hit or you want to use manifestation. You post it somewhere where you're going to see it, read it, look at it every day in passing, and then it just subconsciously even makes you reflect on it. So that makes tons of sense.
Yeah.
One of the things
and
it's
to the point where
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's to the point where, when was it? Last year sometime, I had a $50 bill in my pocket of my shorts last summer, and I don't know what happened to it. I lost it somewhere. I probably pulled my phone out and it came out with it and whatever. And my son looks at me and goes like, I would be so upset. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Someone needed it more than we did.
Oh, that is a good
everything
way to think
for
about
a reason.
Yeah.
So if they needed it more than me, then they can have it.
I love that.
It might
That
have
is
made a
good
big
way.
difference to somebody. So
I love that. That is a good reminder.
I know a lot of people who would just lost their mind.
Yeah. Once upon a time, like when we were, didn't have anything, just working really hard and trying to keep myself and a baby alive. Like, yeah, if I lost like $20, I probably would have been in hysterics. Like that made a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But think of how good your life would have felt if you found a 50.
Right.
And so she's hoping that you would have been the one to find it or someone who knew.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That would have been like the person that would have been maybe hopefully attracted to it.
Yeah.
That is really beautiful. I will be spending time reflecting on that because that is a perfect way to kind of not hold on to the anger. Like I will not be angry because if I'm angry over forgetting to get, I don't know, because it would be hard. Like if when I'm cooking and like, let's say I forgot the main ingredient and like, then I'm mad that I forgot that at the store. What am I being thankful for? Like, I'm just mad.
Yeah. So what you have to do with that approach is, okay, so I have all of these ingredients instead. What can I make?
Okay.
Some people don't even have those ingredients, maybe.
That is true. All
I
right, I'm going to practice that. I'm going to start
Yeah.
practicing because I'm really quick, especially cooking. If I forget something at the store and I get really mad, I'm like, oh, now what am I going to do? Why am I so inconvenienced to myself? And like, I'm going to have to start practicing that mind frame.
Yeah, I also understand what you're saying. Like, I tend to get into this mindset of this is how it's supposed to be. And then I forget that, wait, there's more going on than just right here, right now.
Yeah.
And how could this could just be okay. It's just another part of
I love it.
energy.
Yeah.
Well, I hope our listeners reflect on this as much as I will. I know that this is a lot of food for thought, so I'm going to need to take some time and just kind of process everything. And I really am going to be digging into crystals. Like, that was something I was really curious about. And you also mentioned your curiosity is kind of what stemmed you into moving into this. And I believe it's when you were talking about the crystals and stuff, it just kind of made me, when I would see those in the stores, my first thought was like, oh, this probably relates, like, these are for Wiccans. This is the Wicca practicing. And that doesn't sound like that's the case. And then it just kind of made me think, is that something that ties into all of this as well? I have not looked into Wicca.
Wicca is a completely different religion, but it's a very, very, it is a loving, nature-focused religion, right?
Okay.
It's not what the movies make it out to be, where, it's the bad witch sort of thing who's casting spells and putting hexes on people. I mean, you get some people like that, but they aren't following the Wicca tradition. The Wicca tradition is all about worshiping the earth, worshiping nature, right? Mm-hmm. So when the Sabbats happen, so like the solstices and things like that, they talk about, Mother Earth and Father Moon and the 3 stages of a woman's life, which is the mother, maiden, and crone. Well, maiden, mother, and crone. And the cycle of the year is attached to the cycle of the woman's life. Like, it's very woman-centric.
Okay.
So, like the winter, for example, is crone, because it's the end. Things are dying off, and right? Whereas then spring happens, and that's the maiden. And because it's all like new life and new things beginning and that sort of stuff. So some of them do use crystals. The crystals can be used in a whole bunch of different things. Yeah. Right? So just because one thing is used somewhere doesn't mean it means anything when it's used somewhere else.
I'm guilty of that concrete thinking. Like, I think that there's, like, someone tells me something and I'm like, okay, that is what it is. And so that's something that she's trying to help me is like, no, it's not this and that's it. Like, you got to remember, open mind.
Yeah.
Different ways.
But it's also, I hope you don't think I'm like,
oh, no.
Like, you don't think correctly. That's not what I mean.
No, you remind me of, like,
okay.
You even say, I know you like concrete like things, and this is just one of those things that just isn't as concrete, and it could go this way and it can go that way. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're right. Let me think about it.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
But thanks for being on, Kelly. This was a great conversation. It sounds like this is a foreshadow to another episode where we travel.
I'm actually, yeah,
that'll be really fun. I think that's definitely something to experience, because you can tell me about it and I can try to imagine it, but I don't think I'm going to really understand exactly what this is until I see it and experience it for myself. So that'll be really cool.
Yeah. Well, to help you find out, there is, I don't know if it's on Netflix still. There was a documentary done back in 2011 called No One Dies in Lilydale.
Oh.
Okay.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that.
And they actually have one of the inspiration stump readings in it.
Okay.
So you'll see how they do it and, what it means. And then you can go on to they have a website, and it's LILYDALE.
Okay.
And you can see all about it, how, it was founded in the late 1800s, and it was actually at the forefront of the women's suffragette movement. So they used to have these women come and speak. They've had celebrities there back then, and very interesting.
Did Aleister Crowley ever have anything to do with Lilydale?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did he try to, is that what he was trying to do out in California, maybe? Or, well, that's a whole nother.
Yeah. No, he has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Okay. Are you taking clients currently, virtually for all of our listeners?
am.
Yeah.
I am. And
Yeah.
actually, you know what? I'm going to give you a link to post
Okay.
in the social connections. I
Mhm.
actually just did a self-led online Reiki level 1 class through
Oh.
Teachable. And
Okay.
so you get certified to your level 1, and then you set up your attunement ceremony with me when you're done it.
Wow.
And I have a promo for the launch for like $55.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's so awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited to look into that, and we will link that. And you did share with me your connections so that we can get all of our listeners
Yeah.
connected
Yeah.
and they can learn more for themselves with you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'll send it all to you again just to be on the safe side, because it'll have the link with the Teachable course as well.
Oh, perfect.
This was all very fascinating.
It was like I
Yeah.
have lots to just kind of think more through, and yeah,
Thank you so much, Kelly.
fed my curiosity. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome.
right.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been great. We've been chatting forever, and it seems like it went by like that.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
It always does.
I love to hear when our guests say that though too, because sometimes I worry like, oh, we talked a long time. I hope that they felt like they got something enjoyable out of it too. But
Yeah, it was awesome. It was. And I'm really looking forward to this little adventure this summer.
yes, well, we will get on that and we will touch base and let you know.
I'm very, yeah. That
It'll be
sounds
fun.
amazing. Thank you so much, Kelly.
Sounds good. Oh, you're very welcome. We'll talk soon.
Did you like the episode that you heard today? Great. Share it with a friend and don't forget to rate and review.